Hey everyone, your opinions are wrong here. So as you can probably figure out, this isn't the video I usually make for this channel. This is more or less going to be an expose video. So I'm a real YouTuber now, but just to be clear, this isn't a parody video that I'm making as a bit of a laugh. This is something that actually happened to me recently. Firstly, a little bit of background. I actually do video editing as a living, or at least I'm trying to as I'm currently freelancing. To find freelance work, I joined a group on Facebook called I Need an Editor UK, which is a place where people from all over the UK can advertise editing jobs. One of the conditions, however, is that it needs to be paid work. So around 2 months ago, there was a person called Phil who was advertising for a gaming video editor for his YouTube channel called PhilsGames. Now this is something I was generally excited to apply for. I've done a few gaming videos for my old YouTube channel, and I even did some gaming videos for my friends over at TCon, who I don't think I've actually mentioned before. So I applied for it, and I actually got accepted as the editor for the channel. Me and Phil then reached an agreement where I'd edit one video for him a week, and he'd pay me each month. We even worked up a contract. So I was editing videos for just over a month, and we finally reached our first payday, which was November 15th. I opened my bank account that day and find that no money had arrived. I checked my account the next day and the money had still not arrived. I then checked the day after that and no money had come in. I asked Phil about this and he told me that there was a waiting period because when you send money internationally, he's from Norway, the bank needs to check the legitimacy. Looking back at these messages, the whole thing is incredibly suspicious, especially considering the fact that he sent the payment over PayPal, which is supposed to be instantaneous. At the time, however, I was admittedly very gullible. I had no idea how the banks in Norway operated, so I just took his word for it. I'm ashamed to say this, but in the meantime, I continued editing videos for him. Over the next couple of weeks, I kept asking him about the progress of the payment. He basically kept saying that it should be in a couple of days and that he's really pissed off with the bank. As you can probably guess, the money didn't take a couple of days and is still not in my account as of the time of making this. Around the first week in December, I suggested that he pay me weekly as opposed to monthly if we're going to have this issue every time it comes around to payday. He ignored my suggestion and told me that the money should be in my account on December 10th. It then came to December 10th, I looked in my account, and can you guess what I found? That's right, nothing. At this point I was getting really angry about the situation, and I decided to stop editing videos for him until the money arrived in my account. It was around this time that I started to think that he hadn't actually sent me any money and was just lying to me. To confirm my suspicions, I asked the good people at Reddit about my situation. Not only did they confirm that Norway wouldn't put an international payment this small on hold, £250, but when you send the money to somebody on PayPal and the money is on hold, the receiver would at least receive an email saying that the money is pending or on hold. And of course, I got no such email. After this, I did what I should have done at the beginning and asked for evidence of the payment. He told me that he'll get around to sending me the evidence, but he never did. A few days later, he told me that he had a meeting with the bank, and then said that the money should be in my account on December 16th. And once again, this was false. At this point, I'd completely lost patience with him and was demanding an explanation. A few days later, he responded by saying that he was talking with PayPal support, even though he's repeatedly told me that the problem was with his bank and not PayPal. He told me that the money had left his account and he was once again pissed off with the bank. I then asked him for evidence that the money had indeed left his account. I then told him that even if the money is on hold, I should receive a notification message, and said that I thought the issue was with his bank and not PayPal. To these inquiries, I got absolutely no response. I then asked him again the next day to send me evidence. He said he will send it to me, but he was having surgery on a broken leg. The next day, I asked him yet again, and he hasn't replied to me since. I am now forced to assume that he never sent me any money and basically conned me into editing videos for his channel for free. In essence, I have edited a total of 10 videos for this channel and have absolutely nothing to show for it. Fortunately, I wasn't completely dependent on this money to survive or anything like that, but that begs the question, what if I was? There are people working in the video industry, not just editors, who freelance full-time and are dependent on jobs like these to survive. The fact that someone could have been working on something like this for a month and not getting paid is frankly disgusting. And not to mention during a time of rising unemployment due to the pandemic. I decided to make this video for a couple of reasons. One was obviously to let people know what this person has done and hopefully stop him from taking on any more editors. The second reason was more or less to warn people about this kind of thing. In hindsight, I was very foolish to believe what this person was telling me without asking for evidence. Obviously, this experience has taught me a lesson, but I'm hoping that in explaining this story, it stops people from falling into the same trap. The final reason for making this video was to encourage everyone to call these types of people out. I was quite apprehensive about making this video, to be honest. I'm generally quite an anxious person and I try my hardest to stay out of drama. However, after some encouragement from my friends to make this video, I wholeheartedly believe that this is the right thing to do. These kind of things happen all the time and not just in the video industry. It does nobody any favours to sit back and say nothing, especially if this person does it again to somebody else. The world may be a shitty place, but it doesn't get better if people just sit back and do nothing about it. I'm sure there's a better version of the quote somewhere, but whatever. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about this. I know it's a bit of a meme to say something like, I didn't want to make this video, but it's true, I really didn't want to make this video. It's really tedious. But I guess there's somewhat of a silver lining. I'll take this opportunity to do a bit of self-promotion. As I said before, I am a freelance video editor, so if you're looking for someone or know someone who's looking for that kind of thing, then feel free to get in touch. I'll be linking my website down below so you can find my contact details and some examples of my work. Keep in mind though, I will be asking at least partially for the money up front. After watching this video, I'm sure you understand why. Other than that, I have got some projects I'm working on for this channel, and I'm also starting a new YouTube channel with some friends of mine, but I'll talk about that at a later date. Well, that's about it for me. I hope everyone has a good Christmas, a happy new year, and remember that eventually the proletariat will rise against the bourgeoisie. Peace.